We've never been so productive, and we've never thought so little. This is the paradox of our digital age. The more we produce, the less we understand. This is not just a vague feeling or unfounded nostalgia. It is a real paradox that lies at the heart of the modern cognitive crisis. The same system that allows us to produce content on an industrial scale, distribute knowledge instantly, and access virtually any information in seconds is, paradoxically, making us more ignorant. While our ancestors could recite entire verses from classical works by heart and deeply understood the few books they possessed, we today can barely remember what we read yesterday on social media, even though we consume hundreds of posts daily. This is the essence of the productivity paradox. Our ability to produce and consume information en masse is inversely related to our ability to truly retain, understand, and apply that knowledge. We live in the age of surface cognitive development, where the mile-wide breadth of our comprehension is matched by the inch-deep breadth of our understanding. Let's explore how the attention economy has created a system where quantity has replaced quality, where speed has surpassed depth, and where we have become victims of our own efficiency in producing content. This journey will reveal why we are becoming experts in generalities and amateurs in specifics, and how we can escape this cognitive trap that makes us feel informed while gradually emptying us of true understanding. Imagine your brain as a library. In previous generations, this library received a few new books each month, each carefully selected, read in its entirety, and integrated into the existing shelves of knowledge. Today, your mental library receives thousands of fragments of information per hour. Tweets, posts, notifications, short videos, most of which are never properly cataloged or integrated. The result is a chaotic accumulation of disconnected data that creates the illusion of knowledge without its substance. This information overload has profound consequences for how we process information. We have developed what neuroscientists call shallow thinking, a preference for low-effort cognitive processing that prioritizes speed over depth. When we are constantly bombarded with new stimuli, our brain adapts by developing defense mechanisms that filter out complexity in favor of superficiality. The problem is exacerbated by the attention economy that dominates the modern internet. Social media platforms, search engines, and streaming services are optimized to maximize engagement, not comprehension. They reward content that can be consumed quickly, shared easily, and forgotten instantly. The algorithm doesn't care if you actually learned something. It cares if you clicked, engaged, and stayed on the platform. This economy creates perverse incentives where creators are rewarded for producing content that is broad but shallow, engaging but not substantial, viral but not valuable. The result is that we are becoming victims of the curse of familiarity. We recognize more and more concepts, but understand fewer and fewer of them. We know the names of scientific theories, but not their implications. We recognize philosophical terms, but not their nuances. We are familiar with historical concepts, but not their context. This illusion of knowledge is perhaps more dangerous than conscious ignorance because it makes us overestimate our understanding while underestimating the complexity of the world. In a world where the speed of content production has surpassed our cognitive processing capacity, we have developed a dysfunctional relationship with time and depth. The dictatorship of the immediate forces us to prioritize the fast over the profound, the new over the important, the viral over the valuable. This temporal tyranny has devastating consequences for our cognitive architecture. When we constantly jump between topics, our minds never have enough time to form the neural connections necessary for deep understanding. We create what psychologists call inert knowledge, information that we possess but cannot apply because it has never been properly integrated into our existing mental structures. The phenomenon is particularly evident in the way we consume news. We are constantly updated on the latest events, but we have little understanding of the historical contexts, structural forces, or underlying dynamics that produce these events. We know what's happening, but not why it's happening. This temporal superficiality is exacerbated by the disappearance of cognitive digestion time. In earlier information ages, we had natural intervals between receiving new information and expecting a response. The time it took for a letter to arrive, the period between newspaper editions, the space between television programs. These breaks provided crucial opportunities for reflection, integration, and deep understanding. Today, the expectation of immediate responses, the continuous flow of information, and the culture of real time have eliminated these spaces for cognitive processing. We are always consuming, never digesting, always reacting, never reflecting. The result is that we have become excellent at scanning information, but poor at absorbing it, skilled at detecting superficial patterns, but inept at understanding complex systems. This deterioration of our capacity for deep thought is not merely an individual problem. It is a collective threat at a historical moment when we face challenges that demand precisely the kind of systemic thinking and deep understanding that we are losing. One of the most persistent myths of the information age is that consuming multiple perspectives on a topic automatically leads to a deeper understanding. This illusion of multiplicity makes us believe that by watching 10 short videos on a subject instead of reading a book, we are somehow gaining a more comprehensive understanding. In reality, we are merely collecting disconnected fragments that never come together into a coherent understanding. True depth comes not from the quantity of sources consumed, but from the quality of engagement with each source. The problem is structural. Our digital tools are optimized for breadth, not depth. Recommendation mechanisms expose us to various topics, but prevent us from delving deeper into any of them. Interfaces are designed for endless scrolling, not for focused reading. Constant notifications interrupt any attempt at sustained focus. We are trapped in a poor equilibrium where variety has replaced depth and where coverage has replaced understanding. This illusion has particularly serious consequences in the scientific field. Many people today consume countless summaries of scientific studies, explanatory videos, and educational posts, but few actually read complete scientific articles or understand the methodology behind the findings. The result is a population that knows the conclusions of science but does not understand its process, that accepts results but does not understand limitations, that cites studies but cannot evaluate their quality. This superficial understanding makes us vulnerable to misinformation because we lack the cognitive tools necessary to distinguish sound science from convincing pseudoscience. The irony is that we have never had so many tools to access profound knowledge, but we have never been so poorly equipped to use them. We have access to more books, scientific articles, online courses, and databases than any previous generation, but we have developed cognitive habits that prevent us from benefiting from this abundance. We are like hungry people at a banquet, unable to digest the abundance that surrounds us because we have become accustomed to eating only appetizers. Regaining our capacity for deep knowledge requires more than simply consuming less content. It demands a fundamental restructuring of our relationship with information and with time. The first step is to recognize that cognitive depth is not an automatic byproduct of information consumption, but rather the result of intentional engagement practices. We need to cultivate what we might call an ecology of attention, a personal and social environment where depth is valued, protected, and cultivated. This begins with creating spaces free from digital distractions, where deep thought can flourish. It means rediscovering the value of creative boredom, those moments of apparent inactivity where our brain processes, integrates, and creates new connections. It also requires us to rethink our relationship with digital tools. Instead of using technology as a source of constant stimulation, we can use it as a means for strategic access to profound knowledge. This might mean using distraction blockers during focused work, dedicating specific time to in-depth reading without interruptions, or practicing conscious curation of our information sources, choosing quality over quantity in our information consumption. But the solution isn't just individual. We also need to create social structures that value and reward depth. This includes supporting creators who produce substantial content, participating in communities that value nuanced discussions, and advocating for educational reforms that teach not only what to think, but how to think deeply. Recovering cognitive depth also requires that we challenge the culture of speed that dominates our professional and personal worlds. We need to recognize that some things cannot be accelerated. Deep understanding, creative insight, practical wisdom, without losing their essence. This change will not be easy in a world that celebrates speed and productivity, but it is essential for our collective cognitive well-being. The productivity paradox is not an inevitable statement, but rather an invitation to fundamentally rethink what it means to live an intellectually rich life in the digital age. Every time we choose depth over superficiality, quality over quantity, understanding over recognition, we are voting for a different future. A future where true knowledge prevails over the illusion of knowing. This is not just a battle for our individual cognitive sanity, but for our collective ability to face the complex challenges of the 21st century. In a world of climate change, artificial intelligence, social transformation, and global uncertainty, we desperately need citizens who can think deeply, understand complex systems, and discern truth from illusion. If this exploration of the productivity paradox resonated with you, imagine what other insights about our relationship with knowledge are waiting to be discovered. The future of our cognitive landscape is yet to be shaped, and each of us has a role to play in that process. Do you want to continue this journey of rediscovering deep thought? Leave a comment below about how you are fighting digital superficiality in your own life. What strategies have worked for you? What challenges you face? And what discoveries you've made about your own relationship with knowledge. Their experiences can inspire others to embark on their own journey toward cognitive depth. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to follow our upcoming explorations on how we can cultivate a more meaningful relationship with knowledge in the digital age. And if this video has sparked in you the desire to rediscover cognitive depth, share it with someone who also values deep thinking and genuine understanding. Together, we can begin to build a culture that values not only how much information we produce, but how deeply we understand it. A culture where wisdom prevails over information and where depth triumphs over superficiality.